everyone. I'm Larry Ridley. You're tuned into the NFL on EA Sports. It's officially winning time in the NFL. In today's wildcard matchup, victory is the only option for these two teams. It's the Rams going up against the Lions.
All right, Larry, EA Sports coverage of the NFL sends us to the state of Michigan as we are inside Ford Field in downtown Detroit. Coming up, it's the final game of Wild Card Weekend, and we've got a good NFC matchup in store between the Los Angeles Rams and the Detroit Lions. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. On first down, Stafford here. Well, he's going to take a shot right away. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down. They were trying to liven up this playoff game very early on. Pretty deep throw, but good coverage.
I think they were counting on the defenders being a little tight, a little over-anxious early, and trying to catch them flat-footed and get a big play.
So they're still at the original line of scrimmage here. Second down and 10. On the ground, this is Lamar Miller. Trying to turn the corner, but they string him out and stop him at the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a third down. And he had a nice play there from his free safety position to hold him to nothing.
And, Brandon, remember when the free safety was always back away from the line of scrimmage?
That's changed.
Has that changed in a big way? The way we see it now, they're almost mirrors between the free safety and the strong safety. One will be up, one will be back, or sometimes both will be in the same spot. On that play, the free safety was there, no gain.
Throwing on third down, Stafford. It's brought in left side by Tate. It'll be a gain of 8, but it also lead to a fourth down.
A short gain that doesn't get them the first down brings up a fourth down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. He gets us away. It's a good one. Drawing toward the sidelines. And this will be out of bounds. Now it's a question of where they'll mark it. And they'll say it crosses at the 11-yard line. Carry here for Todd Gurley. And he'll take this one only up to about his 13-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be second and 8.
In order to play really good run defense when you're playing a 3-4, those three guys up front, the nose tackle and the guys they call the defensive ends, they're usually big, big people because they're going to have to eat up a lot of blockers because it's usually 5-on-3. And when they do their job well, guys who play on the inside, those inside linebackers, they're able to just roam and hit.
Now a second down throw for Winston. Looking for Watkins, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Jared Davis. So they've got the football, and they'll start right on the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. And a great spot to start this drive from here. After the interception, here's Stafford. And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. Well, that didn't take long. The turnover instantly almost turning into points.
And when that happens, a lot of teams have the mentality of let's strike right now. You've got them off balance after the turnover or the takeaway. Let's go get it. And that's exactly what they did.
Martin, the punter, now out to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Now the Rams offense, they work their way back on the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. They'll try and start the drive with Gurley. And he'll get this one up to the 26. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
When the 4-3 defense is functioning really well, you know who stays what we call clean and no one gets to him? The guy playing the middle linebacker position, the guy we call Mike. That means the defensive front is eating up all the blocks and just let him go to the football and make a play.
2nd down, Winston. Out left, he's got it to Everett. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there, freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
Winston. Throw left side, complete to Cup. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. And now the Lions going to stop us momentarily as they call a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Here comes the Rams punter now. Back deep is DeAnthony Thomas. Able to slither by. And now spinning away. It looked like he might beat that last man. He doesn't, though, but it goes as a 32-yard return. And the Lions will take over. Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. They'll start out on the ground. It's Lamar Miller looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. 2nd down. He makes a wonderful play there off the corner, protecting his side of the field.
Oh, that reminds me of the great defenses of old, doesn't it? The Pittsburgh Steelers steel curtain. They would not let you get on the field if you could only do one thing. You had to be a complete guy, and you had to be able to tackle.
Now, I know I've said this before, but you know I wasn't alive when the steel curtain was playing. I know them, but I just want to let you know I wasn't alive.
I'm going to keep peppering that in there, and one of these days you're going to think that you were.
To throw is Stafford. He's got his man on the crossing route. Room here to run. Touchdown, Detroit. A big play there. 52 yards. And the Lions strike quickly here for 6 points. When they drew that up, I don't think they envisioned it ending in a house call. But he got it and took it all the way home.
Really impressive run after the catch, wasn't it? That was really special by him. But let's face it, in today's NFL, those tight ends are often former wide receivers or maybe even sometimes bigger running backs. They just put them in a position to get a great matchup and make plays like that.
The Rams offense now making their way out to take over. It's been an awfully slow start for them. This is their 3rd possession. They don't have a first down yet.
So that means they have to change up what they're doing, and for some teams, it's a change in tempo, usually moving it to more up-tempo type of an offense just to try and change their fortunes right now. What they've been doing so far isn't working. Maybe they'll do that.
Not much room here as he only gets it to about the 30. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but When you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to them, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down. And the Lions going with an extra DB here on third down. From the shotgun, it's Winston. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, and they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again, just like last week. Each game is its own entity, treated as such.
Well, the offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. They're indeed going. It's Winston. That's going to be complete to his tight end, Everett. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. I think defensively you're okay with that. You're in the first quarter. He's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do...
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Nigel Bradham. And his guys are going to take over at their own 48-yard line.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively. Not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
They begin with a run by Miller. Room to run inside the 40. Past the 20. 10. Touchdown, Detroit. Lamar Miller, 52 yards. And the Lions are able to grow their lead. First quarter touchdown run. Remember this coming on the heels of his NFC Offensive Player of the Week performance that was so great last week.
Did you feel the rumble all the way up here?
The big bodies up front.
Big bodies moving people, and him, of course, charging through those great holes that were created.
So off to a great start here. Maybe looking for award number 2, adding to the award that he won last week in the NFC. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. Here's the Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
And not going to be able to push this forward. He runs into a wall right at the line of scrimmage.
And while there is no gain on that run, we do know coaches whose identity is rooted in taking it almost to the limit and then changing things up on you down the stretch. I think we're getting really close to that point in time, though, where the identity may have to go out the window, and they've got to go a little bit faster in order to try and win the game.
Now Jameis on second down. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for third down.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? Officially a gain of just a yard there, but they do convert on 3rd and inches. So it'll be first down here after the run. Gurley again here on first down. And hello, he's going be knocked backward as he'll be marked down. It'll be a loss of 1, and it'll be 2nd and 11. Winston. He sets to fire deep. And, Jameis intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Tony Jefferson. And he will take it across midfield and down to the 45.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. A first down carry now for Miller. And some good tackling there as he stopped up. At about the 41. Second down. Here's Stafford. To the right side to Eric Ebron. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. Now I think we're going to get a timeout here. Yes, a timeout here as it looks like we've got a Lion that's shaken up. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. The Rams go nickel here defensively on 3rd. They'll try to run for it with Miller. So he fought off the tackle, and that effort gives him the first before he's brought down. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
Well, partner, what do you think? Might have been 4-down territory if they didn't pick it up, but...
Yeah, it's a moot point now. I was curious, so if they didn't get it there, would they have gone for it? I guess we'll never know.
Yeah, we didn't have to make that call, but I have a feeling both of us would have said, go for it.
Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? After the penalty, it's Miller. Oh, he's got a little daylight. Open space inside the 10. And he doesn't quite make it. They do stop him, but he gets it all the way down to the 1. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first. Throwing is Stafford. And he floated one out there incomplete.
The way he's been slinging it in the first half, you expect everything he throws to go for a touchdown, but I guess he's going to have to wait to try and pick up that 3rd, isn't he?
Yeah, I thought he had him for a second, but you're right, not to be. They'll come out in the pistol. They'll try to punch it in with Miller. And he's going to take it in for a Lion touchdown. Lamar Miller with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Lions add on to their lead. And always a good first half when you can hit pay dirt twice.
And it never hurts to have that good feeling as the game moves on. Just think about halftime. If that's all he gets, he'll just sit there at the half and think, all right, 2 already. I can get some more. I can get some more. And he'll be encouraging his offensive line to create some space.
The Rams offense now, they get set and head back onto the field. Typically down to the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive, but they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they?
Yeah, normally, you know me. You've been around me for a while now, right?
Unfortunately.
I'm sorry about that. But normally, I'm the one preaching patience.
Yeah.
You know, take your time. First half, you still got a chance. I think they're out of patience here. This has to be a drive that gets a touchdown. So if you're the play caller, you're going to that portion of the sheet that says big-time plays, specials, anything you can use to get yourself back into it.
They'll start out on the ground with Gurley. And that play goes nowhere. He's met behind the line, and a penalty flag may add insult to injury. So on the big tight end, holding.
Each and every year, we talk about very few tight ends coming into the league that are polished blockers or asked to do it a lot in college. So it's a constant struggle and a constant fight to learn how to do it without holding.
And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here. A little antsy on the left side of the line.
Yeah, I think they got the guy in the end. I think they got the DN there on that one. And let's face it, he is so amped up, wanting to get a good get-off on the snap, jump too quickly.
And they're going to go soft on the corners. Now a play fake here on first down. He's going to look deep for Watkins. And got his man complete. He got 29 yards that time. Well, even after all those interceptions, he's not deterred, still confident to go deep at work there.
I think all the old rules about playing that position still apply. If things go wrong, you still act like you're the best player out on the field. You still carry that supreme arrogance with you and continue to fire the ball. I've seen guys have games like this, and this is where you find out if you're great or not. Can you overcome some interceptions and still lead your team to victory? I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by the linebacker, Jared Davis. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line. Well, Charles, he's thrown 5 picks in a game before, and right now, after that one, he's standing on number 4.
And right now, your defensive coordinator is asking the offense coordinator, can you do anything to slow this down? My guys have to keep running back out on the field, so play calling may come into it a little bit, maybe run the ball a little bit more. A lot of it depends on the scoreboard. They may have to keep throwing it.
Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
They'll toss it to Miller. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. A solid pickup of 13 sets him up 1st and goal.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
From the gun, here's Stafford. And he has his receiver. That's Jones. Lions touchdown. Marvin Jones from 6 yards away. And the Lions just continue to pour it on. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Martin, the punter, now out to kick it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate, and of course they'd like to forget the ending, the interception, but they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
On first down, it's Gurley. And he'll work his way across the 30 to the 32. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
I'd say it's pretty good strategy. If you throw interceptions on back-to-back drives, let's see if the running backs can handle the ball a little bit, get things going. And also, you motivate your offensive line. I think they're in the mood to fire out and hit someone.
I thought the defense, though, might be a little more prepared for that run. Pretty good gain on the ground. It's a pickup of 15 and a fresh set of downs.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
Yeah, interception last drive. There he hits the reliable target. He's got Watkins on the out route. And he takes this one down all the way near the 30. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
Well, it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
And he's going to get this one down to the 30. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2, and that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
Now on second down, this is Gurley. About 3 yards there to the 27. The Rams on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Jameis to throw it. This will be caught inside the 10. Now the ball comes loose, but fortunately he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble. Officially a minute 54 to go in this first half. Back with more NFC playoff action after this. To throw, Winston. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack.
Well, that was point counterpoint, wasn't it? They decided to throw for it on 1st and goal. Instead, the defense counters with pressure, and the defense wins, getting a big sack.
Here's Winston. And he's going to take this one in for a Rams touchdown. Sammy Watkins, a 16-yard touchdown. And the Rams are in for 6.
I'm not sure that they have illusions right now of, okay, we're going to score 8 times in a row and we're going to be terrific. But to get 1, that was huge for them. That has to feel much better right now.
And you're still in the first half. You do have the entire second half. There's something about that goose egg that just looked bad on that board, but now they've broken it.
Yeah, broken through. Can they maintain the pace? We'll see as we go along.
Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. There's really no reason to change what they've been doing to this point. They've got the lead. They've looked good this first half.
I agree with you totally, and a lot of coordinators, play callers feel exactly the same way. Until you stop what I'm doing, why should I make any changes? But there are a few that kind of outguess themselves or try to outguess the opponent, and they try to consider what they would do to take things away and go to those plays right away. It'll be fun to watch when they get to the second half to see which way they go.
Yeah, but to this point, it certainly hasn't been broke. We'll see if they try to fix anything. They'll fake the give. Now Stafford. They'll roll him out right. And he hits his tight end, Ebron. And he gets this one just shy of the 40 to mark him down at the 39. Stafford finding his big tight end, Ebron, for a Lion first down. And the pitch goes to Miller. Oh, look at that.
Oh, look at him turn.
And he showed off the athletic juke. Good little gain there. Not a whole lot of real estate, but a nice carry.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turning around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge? Whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end in the direction they want to run the football. If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a gain. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
Underneath for Miller. Give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
They go play action here on first down. Forced out to his left. The 20. The left side completion to Jones. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here. as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. From the red zone now, Stafford. And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. Second down. He was out there waving his arms saying, throw it here, dropped it, not a good look.
Well, all I can do is just look at him with contempt on that one. As a defensive back, I'm saying, not as an announcer. Just like, really?
A little bit of a diva look, isn't it?
Yeah, very much so, because I think what happens is he just had too much time to think. He's wide open now. Here comes the ball, and he doesn't concentrate and drops it.
And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now. Kenny Galladay, the intended receiver, and it's third down. This drive, which was going so smoothly, all of a sudden it's a little bit of a roadblock here with 2 straight incompletions.
Yeah, apparently this defense has had enough. Apparently they're saying, no more. We're making a stand right here, right now. But it is 3rd and 10. They've got to get after him one more time.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. To the air again, Stafford. This is caught. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit.
I heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that can finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. Martin, the punter, now out to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. So now here are the Rams as their offense comes back out. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
First down, Winston. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the second quarter. Final play of the half here, Winston. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. And the Rams getting set to go now. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there.
But this you're going to do that?
I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive, and we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. Give them 11 yards that time and a new set of downs. Shift together here from the D-line. Now Winston. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Tease Tabor. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard. And they'll start this drive with very good field position. toss running left. This is Miller. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
Third quarter, and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
On second down, here's Miller. And some room to maneuver. Touchdown, Detroit. Lamar Miller saving his best for the playoffs with his 3rd touchdown of the game. And thanks to the interception, the Lions offense cashes in with 6. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. Martin, the punter, now out to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. And the Rams now coming out on the field. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. That good for 22 and a first down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. Just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. So a loss of 5, and it'll be second down. And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. Looking for Watkins, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Tony Jefferson. And he'll get this one out to the 50 to the midfield stripe.
I tell you, Brandon, it seems like this guy's been all over the field so far. That's his 2nd interception of the game. And so much of playing defense in the NFL, especially when it comes to defending the pass, is all about positioning and technique. And this is fantastic work on both fronts there.
This is Miller. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 20-yard line. That one good for 33 and a first.
And having built that kind of a lead, they're able to do whatever they want right now. All momentum on their side, especially now running the football.
Yeah, you're talking about a defense being on their toes. They don't know what's going to hit them next at this point.
No, they went from toes to heels, and they're trying to figure out how to get back to the toes part.
And he is hit pretty hard from the side as he's knocked down. At the 8-yard line. Now the Purdue man, this This is Akeem Hunt. And some big-time hitting going on there. He is knocked to the ground. Not enough there for a first. No gain, as a matter of fact. And it leaves them at 3rd and 1. The Lions on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. They run again with Hunt. And he's able to pick up the first before he's brought down inside the 5 at the 4. Give him a gain of 4, able to convert, and that sets up 1st and goal now. And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground. They run with Hunt. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. It'll be a pickup of 4, and it brings up 2nd and goal.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. Was that 5 straight runs?
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Akeem Hunt punching it in from a yard away. And the Lions have got it on cruise control. Sometimes a group that gets overlooked, certainly, the offensive line. Right there, they really helped with that score.
Didn't they tell us in our meeting that when we score touchdowns running the ball, that means the offensive line actually scored first by moving people back beyond the end zone? We saw evidence of that on that play.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game, and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who can make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off at the 20. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Lions touchdown. This D wanted to put it away before we even get to the 4th quarter, widening that margin a bit further.
And while they won't just empty the bench just yet, if you're a backup, start loosening up. I think you'll get a chance to play before this one is over now with that type of a cushion.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And they just had that pick 6. I guess the only positive maybe of them returning that for a touchdown. This offense right back out onto the field to try to make up for it.
I like that because now it doesn't give them a chance to go to the bench and really settle. You know, to sit there and kind of seethe over the idea that they turned the ball over previously. Right back out there. It's almost like hopping right back on the bike after falling over. See if they can get the ball moving again.
Yeah, we'll see if they can do it here. Now a handoff for Gurley. And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. Anthony Hitchens coming in from his outside linebacker spot. He buries him for a loss of 10 or 11. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And the Lions will get the football back in terrific field position. They'll run it here with Hunt. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. Back now at Ford Field. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. And after the play on the ground, that brings up 2nd down here. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Hunt. And he'll take this one down near the 15. Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2. The Lions on 3rd down. They've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. This is Hunt. And not going to be able to push this forward. He runs into a wall right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down. And the 12-year veteran knocks it right through. And that will just add 3 more to a lead that's already out of hand. So it's 3 more points, and that widens things out even further here in the 4th.
Hey, in this league, you can never have too much. So if you're in range, grab the 3 whenever you can.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. Now the Rams offense, they work their way back on the field. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And he floats one there, incomplete. Gerald Everett is tied in, the intended receiver. That'll bring up 2nd down.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Ziggy Ansah in there to record another sack. Their 6th of the afternoon. The Rams on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 14.
Let's go!
They'll look to throw here. He's got a man. That's caught. Left sideline.
No. Check.
They needed 14. They got 15 here on 3rd down.
Here we go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Takes this one across the 35 to the 36, a gain of about 4. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on 2nd down.
2nd down following the run. They'll stick to the ground game with Gurley. Good move by Todd Gurley. Wave goodbye. 20, 10, and he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. Todd Gurley, 64 yards. And the Rams do gain a bit of respectability.
And that touchdown, well, it barely puts a dent in this lead. And unfortunately, I'm having too many flashbacks right now. I remember getting beat down like this playing before.
Oh, yeah? College, high school?
College. Not a heck of a lot of fun. I still remember playing and trying to tackle an elusive tailback who ended up scoring 4 touchdowns, 226 yards. He scored so many times and had so many great runs, I knew every note to their school's fight song.
Bet that ice bath felt extra cold afterwards, too.
Oh, no, there was no ice bath. You're just trying to get out of there before the reporters got to you.
Oh, did the Rams get it? Yes! L.A. football. You know, it's interesting. There was not an onside kick recovered the first 7 weeks in 2015. Teams were 0 of 24, Charles, to start the year. Has it gotten harder to recover these onside kicks?
I don't think it's gotten harder, but when you cite stats such as 0 for 24,
that's staggering.
That keeps people from trying it at all.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And this is incomplete.
Let's face it, perfection is something we all chase, whether it's playing this game or whatever we do. Hard to attain, but that's what they were searching for as that pass goes incomplete.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. A big play there for L.A. And even 40 yards. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. And this is going to be intercepted. It's the 2014 NFL interception leader, Glover Quinn. And he'll wind up losing 5 yards or so on the return, but no matter, they've got the football back. That's an experienced DB picking off a rookie, and you know sometimes those experienced DBs, they love going against the young pups, don't they?
And I go back to the offseason, had a quick conversation with him about, hey, when you play younger quarterbacks, what's it like for you? And he says it's like being a boxer. I give him a lot of different angles, a lot of different looks, and a lot of times I just bait the young guy.
And there he baited him right into the interception. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all three still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 12 yards there as they move the chains. So the run gets them the first, and now they operate with a fresh set of downs. Now a handoff, running off, tackle right. Pretty move. And he's taken down, but not before getting this across midfield and just shy of the 40. A big hitter there, a first down gain of 26 yards. So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve. Time for a break. We'll come back and wrap up garbage time after this. They'll run it now out of the gun. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Here's Hunt. It's a gain of about 3, but it's going to leave them with third and still 7 yards to go. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. The Lions on third down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Miller will get it. He has been busy today. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. And the Rams are going to go ahead and take another timeout. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. And Prater's kick is on the money. It's good. And they're well on their way now as the lead grows even larger. A little bit of a lower trajectory there on the deep kick, and it worked.
Had to do it because he had to drive it out low because of the length of the kick. Able to do that, got it above the defense and over the post.
That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. The Rams offense now making their way out to take over. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
Powering his way forward. And an acrobatic catch there by Watkins. And he's finally taken down, but not before getting across midfield and across the 45-yard line. They'll look to throw now on first down. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at the 24. And the return stops at the 39-yard line. The rookie picked off the rookie.
And guess what? They're pretty familiar with each other. It's not like when I was growing up and the dinosaurs were roaming the earth and you heard about a guy somewhere. Now they run into each other at camps, going through high school ball, recruiting, college games, all-star games, you name it. A lot more familiarity with each other.
The D can only stop it one more time as they take the knee. The Lions on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd down and 12. And a disappointing way to close out the season. He got into the